Hello, dear students. Greetings of the day. I, Muhammad Zishan, welcome you to the online classes of Blooming Birds Code School, Sambal. This is the second lecture of Chapter 2, Executive. In this lecture, we are going to study about the Vice President of India. So we have already studied about President. Now we will study about the Vice President. So Vice President is, you can say, is an assistant to President who acts as President in his absence. So he acts as the President of India in the absence of real President. Whenever real President is not well or he is on leave because of some problems, okay, or he's outside of the country, so he may act as the President of India. He is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. So he is ex officio. Ex officio means by default he is the chairman of ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. We have studied about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. We have studied that in Parliament we are having two houses, right? The first house is which is this Rajya Sabha, right? And another is Lok Sabha, lower house, upper house, and lower house. This is Lok Sabha. The uh, the person who presides over the meeting of Lok Sabha is called Speaker. Speaker presides over the meeting of Lok Sabha. Likewise, this uh, Vice President or ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha is also called Upsabhapati. Upsabhapati or chairman of Rajya Sabha. So who is chairman of Rajya Sabha? Vice President. If meeting take place right in Rajya Sabha, right, so that meeting will be under the under the chairmanship of Vice President. Okay, clear. Likewise, under the in Lok Sabha under the chairmanship of, or you can say the president is Speaker. Then we are having qualification. What qualification a person should have in order to be the Vice President of India? So first of all, he should be above 35 years age, 35 years old and above, right? And second, he should be a citizen of India, right? He should be qualified for election to the Rajya Sabha, citizen of India, and should be qualified to get elected as a member of Rajya Sabha, right? These are the qualifications required for to be the Vice President of India. Then after that we will study how the election for Vice President is conducted. So again, for conducting Vice President, we are having a college of voters, which is called electoral college. Sorry. Now in that electoral college, the members of Lok Sabha and the members of Rajya Sabha, they cast their vote to electoral college. Electoral college for president is all members of Lok Sabha plus all members of Rajya Sabha. So this is the electoral college. Now we will study about the powers and functions of president, right? So the first is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. He is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Then second, act as president in case of death, resignation, and impeachment of president. So whenever in case of death, resignation and impeachment of president, the vice president will act as president. Then his tenure is also 5 years. Tenure means for how many time, how many years he will work. So it is 5 years, right? And then removal, how he is removed? He is removed by the process of impeachment. We should only be we should only be started it should only be started, sorry, here make correction in your notes. It is written, okay, removal by the process of impeachment, right? So in place of we should, you write it can only be started or initiated by Rajya Sabha, right, along with the backing of Lok Sabha. So if impeachment of vice president, the process of impeachment of vice president can only be initiated or started from which house? Initiated by Rajya Sabha only. Only Rajya Sabha can initiate, okay, a procedure to remove vice president. Lok Sabha cannot initiate. Clear? Lok Sabha cannot initiate this procedure. Lok Sabha cannot initiate this procedure. Rajya Sabha will initiate the procedure of impeachment, right? And once it is passed from, if it is passed from Rajya Sabha, then it will be passed to Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha will also, whether it will accept it or reject it, okay. But the process will be initiated or introduced only by Rajya Sabha, not by Lok Sabha. Then after that we are having the Prime Minister and Council of Minister. Now next topic is Prime Minister and Council of Minister. So I have already told you that the Prime Minister is the real head of the country. Let me check video first whether it is going good or not. Okay, it's 7 minutes. So now we will study about the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Now, so who is Prime Minister? Prime Minister is a leader of majority party. He is leader of majority party, the party which gets maximum seats in general elections. Okay, majority party, right? Like suppose today example BJP. BJP is majority party. It is having maximum seats in Lok Sabha. So its leader is Narendra Modi. Okay, and Narendra Modi ji has become president, or sorry, Prime Minister of India. Then head of the government and Council of Minister. So this PM is head of the government also, right? Head of the government also, as well as he is head of the Council of Ministers. Like suppose this is Council of Ministers, right? So he is the head of Council of Minister also. Clear? Then chief advisor to the President of India. So Prime Minister is the chief advisor to the President of India. You can say that President is bound to accept the, or you can say President is forced or bound or right, to accept the suggestions or advices of Prime Minister. Whatever Prime Minister will say, will ask President to do, President will do the same thing. Okay, why? Because Prime Minister is the leader of the majority party, right? Entire majority of India, okay, majority of Indian people has chosen him as their leader. Okay, so he will be the real head of the country. Okay, Getting or not? So president will be forced to accept his all advices, right? And whatever he will say, president will act on that. Okay, so that is why he is called the real head of the country. President himself cannot take decision without consulting council of ministers as well as prime minister. Then we are having qualification. What qualifications are required to be the to be the prime minister of India? The qualification is that one person should be Indian citizen, Indian citizen. Second, uh, 25 years old or plus, okay, or above, clear, and must be a member of any house of the parliament, okay, and member of any house of the parliament, either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. Member of any house of the parliament, right? These eligibilities are required to be the prime minister of India, okay, getting or not? Then elections, how elections are conducted? So elections, after the elections to the Lok Sabha, the political party or coalition that gets a majority is deemed to form the government of central at central level. Conventionally, the leader of this majority party or coalition is appointed as the PM by President of India. So how the prime minister is elected? First, general elections takes place. General elections for what? For Lok Sabha, okay, Lok Sabha. In this, if a party, okay, the party is like BJP, right, it has Congress, SP, okay. If BJP has got more than 300 seats right now, BJP is having more than 300 seats, okay, and Congress is having around, you can say 100 plus, okay, and they are also having 100 plus, right. So this party, this is a majority party, right? What is majority? Majority is if on 545 seats election is conducted, okay, so 545 divided by 2 plus 1 will be the majority, right? Majority, clear? So it will be 2 2s are 4, right? 2 7s are 14 and 2 2s are 4.5, and it means a party which is getting seats more than 273, that party will be called majority party. If a party is getting 273 seats, so it has got more than 273 seats, right? So it has become majority party. Now it will ask president, okay, to appoint its leader of the party, okay, leader of the party. They will first choose their leader of the party, and basically conventionally most of the parties declare their prime ministerial candidate before only, right? Suppose they have declared Modi ji as the leader of the party, and then BJP will ask to the president, okay, to president to appoint him as PM, clear? So like this the prime minister is appointed. Then after that, coalition means a group of the parties. If no party is able to have the majority of seats, then two or three parties come together, they form a group and make a coalition and form government together, okay. Then we are having powers and functions. So he serves as a link between the president, the parliament, and the people, right? So he is means no parliamentarian can directly go to the president, right? Not even the council of minister can go to the president. He is PM, prime minister, and he is having its council of ministers, okay. This is council of ministers. So whatever thing they want to say, okay, if they are saying something, right, so that will be conveyed to president by PM. And if president says something, okay, then it will be conveyed to, right, through PM to them, right? Getting or not? So this is how he serves as a link between president, parliament, and the people, and even parliament also. Clear? He advises the president related to the appointment of his council of minister and other various officials. Okay. So in case of council of ministers, right? Suppose I have been elected as a prime minister. Now I will choose my team. Okay, and that team will work along with me for the governance of the country, and that is called council of ministers. So I may ask to appoint anyone, okay, right? I may ask president to appoint people, anyone to be to make them the minister, right? But those ministers should be the member of parliament. They should be either member of Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. Any person can become a minister. Even a non parliamentarian can also become a prime minister also and minister also, provided that he will have to have the membership of either house of the Lok Sabha within the 6 month of his appointment. Okay, suppose if I was not the member of parliament and then I was chosen as minister, home minister, okay, then what will be there, within 6 months I will have to take the membership of either of the house, okay, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Clear? Then after that he allocates portfolios among the council of ministers. So suppose if I have chosen 30 people to be with me, okay, as my ministers, right? Then I will assign them the portfolios. Like to one person I may give home affairs, to other person I may give defense, to other person I may give foreign relations, and to other person I may give education, and to other person I may give finance, okay, and to another person textile. So like this I will give portfolios to various people, okay, and they will become the ministers for that particular ministry. Then what is the tenure? The term of Lok Sabha is basically maximum 5 years, okay, right? But if a party is uh, is losing its majority in between, okay, some of the members are changing the party or leaving that party, okay, and one party is not able to maintain its majority in parliament, then what will happen? Then president may ask other parties or group of parties to show or to prove their majority, and then a new government will be formed, okay, for the remaining period, right? For the remaining period, like suppose if BJP has formed their government in 2019, okay, and within 3 years, okay, in 2022 they have lost the majority, means most of their members left the party or changed the party, right? Getting or not? So what will happen after that? BJP will not be able to prove its majority, okay, and then the president of India will ask other parties, okay, Congress and BSP, SP, or other parties, Trinamool Congress, to prove their majority. If they can prove their majority, then one new government will be formed, new council of ministers will be formed, which will be headed by new prime minister for the remaining 2 years, right? And if they are unable to do so, then what will happen? Then president will call up for elections, okay, the elections will be conducted, right? Then the elections will be conducted again, and again government will be formed through election procedure. Then he presides over the meetings of the council. Tenure is 5 years. Removal when no confidence motion is passed against the government. Okay. So how prime minister and a minister of his council can be removed? By no confidence motion. We have discussed yesterday. If already no confidence motion, and if you don't know about it, then go and see the last videos, okay, you will come to know about the no confidence motion. Thank you so much. That was all about the chapter. We have finished this chapter. Thank you so much.